All right, I'm kind of just doing one off the cuff, and this was all new to us, so I'm
Kind
gonna,
of last minute
yeah.
thing.
So I wanted to provide this information to anyone else who'll be maybe heading to Serbia, and what we encountered was, so prior to coming here, we always check if we can legally enter on a Schengen, right? Because we just have our American issued passports. So, under the Serbian rules and regulations, we found that we are fine entering the country for up to 90 days and no issues. We entered by land. We traveled across the border by bus from Bulgaria. No issues. We entered. They stamped our visa. Got here. Upon arriving, though, our host of our Airbnb stated that we needed to register with the police. So that kind of threw me off, and so we spent some time looking into it. I don't know. Did you see much online about it?
Not a whole lot. Nothing that was like from the State Department issued or
Right.
anything like that.
Precisely.
TripAdvisor had some stuff.
Yeah, like there was forums we were
right.
finding, but they were kind of brief, and like we were looking, like she was saying, at the State Department for the U.S. and even they all they stated was like, the security level, and that we would just need like one blank page in our passport that doesn't expire within 6 months of our trip. And so, in the end, we basically just went with the word of our host, whom said he would send his father with copies of the form that we would need to fill out, which his father would then take and present to the at the police station. He did also send me a link, so I was able to view the form before his father arrived. The form he sent and the form that his father arrived with were slightly different, but basically covered your name, identification number, point of entry, date of entry.
It also had like the host information. They
Yeah.
need to provide their own tax ID number, which of course you're not going to know that. That's something that they have to fill out for you.
So it seems if you're entering into this country and you're staying in a hotel, the hotel that you are staying with should do this automatically.
Yeah, or a hostel.
Right. Since we're staying with an Airbnb host, this is the way it worked out. He said that he was actually just made aware of this recently when someone he was hosting actually had issues, and they had to contact the police, at which point the police were like, "Are you registered?" And he was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." The police then fined him and our host for not having registered. So this is how this all came about. He basically was like, "If you guys don't want to, don't do it, but it's probably beneficial for both of us." So we did. We wanted to be legal.
Right. We always try and do
Yeah.
the stuff the right way.
Right. You don't want to get in trouble for some stupid
Right.
stuff and get
It's
fined
it's
anyway.
so silly to get in trouble for that when it's so easy to accomplish.
So his father did bring the forms, and we said, "Yeah, we can do it ourselves." He's like, "No, my father doesn't mind." I think kind of what it is the host is liable.
Yes.
The host is liable if you do not get this taken care of. So he wanted to make sure it was done right. So we went with his father out of curiosity. His father brought two forms for each of us. They were copies. We filled out each one, right? And then we went with him out of curiosity.
Yeah, he originally was just going to take the forms that we filled out with our passports
Right.
to the police station.
Which we were comfortable with.
Yeah.
He's very sweet, and everything's very, we were just comfortable with it. But out of curiosity, maybe more specifically, so I can share this information with you, we went with him. This is kind of irrelevant, but the police station wasn't very far, so we just walked with him. Maybe where you end up, the police station will be near as well. I'm not sure, obviously. And we went into an office. Once the office had vacated, of whomever was in there filling out their application or doing their thing. Once it was available, we went in with him. There was a very small office. There
very
was
small,
several people
very
in there.
hot. It was crowded.
And we were kind of just like flies on the wall because they were just conversing in Serbian. And it seemed there wasn't any issues as far as I know, because like I said, I didn't understand their conversation. There was, however, an issue with the point of entry that we had marked on our form. We filled it out correctly, and they looked at our passports and where our visa was marked as the entry point, and he just scribbled out what we had written, corrected it. He then stamped it, and then gave each of us one by one, once he had completed and stamped our passports and a copy of the form as well. When he returned mine, I asked him if this is something that we should carry on a daily basis. he suggested not to carry it every day, but to keep it and to present when we exit the country, which we will also be doing by land. So I'm not sure exactly the relevance of all of that, considering we have our Shenzhen visa in our passport, but it appears at this point it should be legal all around.
Yeah, it didn't cost us anything to
Yeah.
do this, and I don't know if it's more of a like a taxation purpose for the host or what it really involves. Because usually on a Shenzhen, you know once you get your stamp, you're good to enter the country. So I don't know what it was, but rather
Right.
than find out the hard way,
Right.
we
So
did it.
if you're familiar with the legalities of this form and why we had to fill it out, maybe you could provide some information to
Yeah,
us. We'd
that'd be great.
appreciate it. Other than that, like this was all new to us. Like we said, we weren't even aware of it until he messaged us and asked if we were registered with the police.
Yeah, they tell you have 24 hours to do so, and we were on like hour 36 or something like that, so we were over
Yeah.
it, but
So
it
it doesn't
didn't seem to
seem-
be too much of an issue.
Right. So it doesn't seem to too tight about it, but you probably don't want to be here for several days before going, hey, I've been here for a week, and you know. But yeah, thank you for watching. We hope that helps you out on your trip to the Balkan region, Serbia more specifically. Like I said, if anyone has any further information as to that process, we'd appreciate if you would share that with us. But we thought we'd at least share with you that it seems this is a possible necessity, not quite sure, maybe a little gray area, but we wanted you to be aware of it at least if you are planning to head to Serbia. So thank you, and goodbye from Serbia.